Okay. Is that can everyone see the screen now? So seems like nobody.
I can see Exchange. Sorry, I was
Okay.
on mute.
Okay, no
Yeah, I
worries.
can see it.
Great. Just to make sure that we are able to use this new tool. And okay, then let's go ahead. Today we have a few pull requests discussing that the BFD will be moved to a later date. That a proposal owner needs a few more time to work on that. Yeah. So do you want to go ahead, Gohan and Itai?
Okay. The first pull request is a new attribute for if, controlling whether loopback is enabled. And what it means is whether a packet can ingress and egress the same reef. And the default value is true. And
Itai?
yes.
Oh, sorry. I thought we lost the audio.
Yes. So I think it's pretty basic reef attribute, but any questions on that?
In that case, we want to disable that. When do we really want to disable?
If you want it to be this behavior to be disabled, you can pass a value of false.
So what is the scenario we want disabled? I'm interested in.
I can say on our platform it is actually usually disabled by default in our native platform.
So I think the main use case to disable that is to do some loop preventions. For example, usually in the layer 3 network, you should not expect the packet get back to you. When you send the packet to another router, you don't expect that router send the packet, exactly the same packet back to you, because that usually means a routing loop. You know, either a temporary routing loop or permanent routing loop. So yeah, so that I think is usually the case, that we want to disable this loopback feature. However, in some other cases, I think you also want to enable that, because you know, in this in some cases you have you want the switch to do the layer 3 forwarding for you. For example, if you don't have that capabilities, you can send the packet and to the switch, and switch does the routing, and then if the switch determines that actually the packet should be forwarded back to you, then you will be able to receive that packet. Yeah.
So it looks that is a very special scenario. In that case, would the default value be set to disable be more convenient?
Well, so I think the usually in the IP routing space, I think it's this is enabled by default, because in the IP routing there's actually TTL to prevent the loop from going wild. So I think, you know, by default, I think the switches and routers enable it. Only when you have some, when you want to specifically prevent such loops, you can turn it off. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that is the current site behavior to turn the loopback, to allow loopback. That is a current site behavior. If we want to later to turn it off, you know, previous we don't have that option. Now we have this option, I think. Yeah. Okay. If there's no other question, I think maybe Itai, we can go to the second one.
Okay. The second one is two new attributes at the switch level. The first one is whether to perform a CRC check. So usually when a packet arrives to the switch performs some kind of CRC check and takes a certain action if the CRC check fails, whether it is to drop the packet or mark the packet. That depends on a lot of switch configuration. So the control is basically saying whether we want to perform this CRC check, and the default is true. We decided to expose it at the switch level and not per port, because that seems to simplify things. The second attribute controls whether CRC recalculation is done, meaning whether the CRC value is overwritten on egress. Again, the default is true, because that's what you usually want to do. But on some occasions, basically, if you set your switch as a layer one switch, you might want to use both of these values as false. So any comments?
Just want to make sure. So if you disable this CRC check, what is the behavior if the packet has a bad CRC? It will be still forwarded?
Yes.
Okay. However, if you still enable this CRC recalculation to be true, so when the packet goes out, it will have the correct CRC.
Yes, if you disable the CRC check and probably enable the CRC recalculation, yes.
Okay.
So I have one question. Whether it's cut through or store and forward, you don't really care? I mean, are you going to any cross checks or anything, or we don't care about anything at this point?
We didn't want to go into the details, because we are basically saying whether the CRC check is happening. It could be that that the CRC check means that, okay, you are in store and forward mode. Then if you fail the CRC check, the packet will be dropped. And then in cut-through mode, if you disable the CRC, if you enable the CRC check and find a CRC error, if there is no congestion, the packet might be transmitted because and marked with end of packet bad flag. And but if there is a congestion, your hardware might have time to drop the packet. So we did not want to go to the behavior. What we wanted to control is basically whether your hardware is performing the CRC check. So that should be irrelevant of the mode if you are in a cut-through mode or a store and forward.
Okay.
So I think I answered KRAM question. The difference between the store forward and the cut-through is that when did the CRC check is done, right? So in the store forward, you receive the whole packet and you do the CRC check. If the packet has bad CRC, the packet didn't even go out. That's the store forward. But in cut-through, you are forwarding the packet as long as you receive it. So you cannot really stop forwarding the packet if you know the CRC check is run for the packet. You have to do something special to mark the packet as a bad packet when you do the CRC check. But I think this attribute is basically disabling the CRC check. Basically, you don't do any CRC check, whether it's store forward and a cut-through, you don't do it. You just don't do it. Mm-hmm. Do we have any other questions on these two attributes? Okay. If there's no concerns or questions on these two attributes, then we'll merge that. Everybody okay? Okay, going once, going twice. Okay.
Let me check the chat window. Anyone was putting now? Okay. I think seems like there is no objection on this.
Okay, Shin, do we have additional agenda? That's basically the two pull requests.
Actually, these are the two agenda we have for today. Let me ask once again on the audience, if you have any pull requests or anything would like to propose to discuss, either today or for today. First question is. Going once, twice. Okay, and then how about if you have something you would like to discuss in the future? Currently, we have a few things in mind that we have the data plane telemetry coming back. We have BFD later. Probably programmable SAI before the end of the year. if you have any other topics if you would like to discuss, you can write to the mailing list or write to me and Gohan.
What was the last one, Jin?
The last one is programmable SAI. It's a proposal by Mananox of, let me see if Matty is online.
No, he's not able to join today. He apologizes.
Yeah.
Shin, did you mean programmability?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, he's not,
definitely working on that.
Yeah, yeah. So it hasn't, hasn't been any pull request or any document on that yet. Yeah. Okay. If there is no more comments or questions, let's give back 30 minutes to everyone. Thanks for your time.
Hey guys, it's Kaylee Burdett. Just before you leave, I know we were talking about everyone seeing the attendee list, and I actually just was looking around and found an option that allows all the attendees to view everyone. So you should all be able to see everyone now. So does that fix the problem?
Are they all? Yeah. Question to you is: are they all still organizer?
No, so I didn't promote anybody, but I just found a selection that says attendees can view attendee list. So I just double checked. Michael Schill's on the line with OCP, and he's just an attendee, and he said he can see everybody.
I see.
So I think that might have fixed the problem.
Right. That's able
great.
to.
That's great.
Yeah.
It works for me too. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Kenny. Yeah, for your help. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Yeah. See you next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.